you done now? Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here from Back to the Future, the podcast. And if you're out there looking to rent a DeLorean time machine, well, let me tell you the number one place to do so. That's DeLoreanRental.com. DeLoreanRental.com, they have the DeLorean time machine all across the United States, from Los Angeles all the way to NYC, and even a few in the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and adding more cars daily. Check out their packages online to see what would be your best fit for your event. And I'm talking, man, if you need to go to whatever it is to have a DeLorean, if you're looking to rent a DeLorean time machine for a birthday, corporate event, wedding, anniversary, or party, whatever it is that you're looking for, just go to DeLoreanRental.com. Again, that's DeLoreanRental.com. It's the one-stop shop and place to get a DeLorean time machine for your special event. Do it today. Don't run out of time. Hit that book now button on DeLoreanRental.com to get a quote. Again, DeLoreanRental.com. That's DeLoreanRental.com. Hey guys, before we start the show this week, I want to remind you, April 14th is the big day, the big day. It is Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told, a book by me, Brad Gilmore, based upon a lot of the stuff that we talked about on Back to the Future, the podcast, and a host of more greatness and Back to the Future goodness. So if you want to get the book, go over to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, IndieBound.com, or BackFromTheFutureBook.com and get yours today. You can get a copy today. You can pre-order it, and it'll be in your inbox, mailbox, wherever your box is. You can get it on April the 14th. So if you get this book and you like it, read it with a glass of milk. Chocolate.
As they said in the film, Back to the Future, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Marty! You've got to come back with me!
Back to the future!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brad Gilmore Show on demand and a special edition of Back to the Future, the podcast. This morning is a crazy day. It's been a crazy morning already, and today when I woke up is April the 14th, 2020, and it was the release of my book, Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told. It's wild for me to have a book out on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all the great places. And I was doing all this prep work, getting ready for the book to come out, and I got this email about an interview to promote this episode of the Goldbergs. And when I saw who was doing the interview rounds, I really couldn't believe it. It was the incomparable Miss Lea Thompson, who we all know as Lorraine Baines, Lorraine McFly, Maggie McFly, and don't be forgetting the missus. We know her from Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, how crazy is it that on the day my book comes out, Lea Thompson is doing radio interviews, and I get to have her. So this was an interview, I'm about to play it here in a minute, that I did with Lea Thompson for ESPN 97.5, KFNC, over there in Houston, Texas, or here in Houston, Texas. And this is the cutout from the interview that I'm going to put on the podcast feeds here, because it's nuts. It's nuts that I was able to talk to her, and she's so talented, and she's so lovely, she's so charming. I tried not to fanboy out too much on the interview. I was trying to keep it, professional as much as possible. But I also want to shout out everybody who's gotten the book already on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all those great places. It's wild that, during these times, we need something to take our minds off of it. And it's crazy that I have a book out about Back to the Future. I think the most rewatchable movies of all time, and all the great feedback I've already gotten from people who've gotten it in the mail. I know Amazon, they're delaying shipments by a couple days if you ordered through Prime because of all the stuff going on. They're prioritizing other supplies right now, but you'll get the book. You will get the book. You can still get it from me at Brad Gilmore. Hit me up on Twitter at Brad Gilmore, and I will get you a copy of the book if you want to buy directly from me. I'll sign it. Limited edition bookmark will be in there as well. But it's so crazy that it's out today, and when we announced, it was number one on Amazon. The day that we announced, it went to number one. And then it kind of fell off for a little bit. And then the day that it's released, it's number one as well. So I feel like, I remember Jay Leno and Johnny, Carson, they both said, when you take over the Tonight Show, it's number one, and when you leave, it needs to be number one. And I feel like I announced with it being number one, and it's debuting out at number one on Amazon. It's a blessing. Thank you to Mango. Thank you to Hugo, everyone over there, Hannah, all the great people over at Mango Publishing for allowing me to write this book, a celebration of my love for these films. And I just feel that it's so crazy. Again, its density has brought us together. Miss Lea Thompson is doing my show today, but I also want to shout out a couple other people real quick. I want to shout out Stephen Clark from BackToTheFuture.com. I want to shout out to Jason McFly over there at Back to the Future HQ for doing a lot of promotion. I want to shout out to the What the Flux podcast for having me on to talk about it. All the people who've been able to, who've reached out and either purchased the book from me directly. Shout out to all of you. I want to give a big shout out to all my Schmodown fam, Christian, Mark, everyone over there at the Schmodown, Frank, Kevin, for everyone who supported me throughout this and to help me promote this book. Just shout out to y'all. It's been a crazy journey. It was a lot of work, but it's out now, and you can get it. You can click the link probably in the description of this podcast, or you can go over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You get the audiobook. The audiobook is on there. I think I want to reach out to the guy who read it, Joe, and maybe have him on so we can talk a little Back to the Future. But it's available on Audio, Kindle, Nook. Any place you can get a book, you can find it. Apple Books. Go get Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told. And then tomorrow, April 15th, why don't you check out the episode of The Goldbergs with Miss Lea Thompson, who's acting and directing in it. Acting and directing in it. She's directing it and acting in it. You can tell I'm still a little discombobulated. I'm having a real freak out moment that I just talked to Lea Thompson. Earlier this year, I talked to Crispin, and Crispin's so interesting, and I was kind of intimidated by that interview a little bit. Even though we were just doing like a light, movie promo thing, it was a bit intimidating to have him on, because you hear all these things about Crispin, and he's so I don't know, he's so passionate about what he does, and he's so intelligent and bright. And so I wanted to make sure that I gave him a good interview, and then I wanted to do Lea the same, and then you'll hear her reaction when I said that I wrote a Back to the Future book. But once that happened, I was completely fanboying out, and I couldn't control myself. So here we go. Let's get into it right now. Miss Lea Thompson on my show today. Let's go. And she joins me on the phone right now, Miss Lea Thompson, the incomparable Miss Lea Thompson. Lea, how are you doing this morning?
I am so happy to be talking to you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be talking to you. I have a lot to get to, but a little bit of time, so let's jump right into it, though. Goldberg's going down tomorrow. You are directing this episode, and you are finally guest starring on the show. So many episodes you've directed before. Why was this the right one to say, you know what, I'm going to get in front of the camera as well?
I don't know. The writers just came up with it. It's called the Formica King, so they needed a Formica Queen, so they naturally thought of me. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then, I was already going to be there to direct it, so it worked out perfectly. And I love the cast and the crew. I've been doing it for 4 years, like 10 episodes, so it just feels like home to me. And I was a little nervous. I have to say, I was a little nervous, but I had a great time, and there's great co-stars, and I knew everybody, and so it was just perfect. And I feel so. I mean, a lot of times you can kind of gloss over what we do as being trite, but we all need to laugh now. So I'm really happy that we have a nice new episode for America to laugh a little bit tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a noble cause.
It's needed right now. But when you're directing an episode and then acting in it as well, is there any challenges with that? Obviously, it's a little bit hard sometimes to critique yourself, isn't it? What are the challenges to do both at the same time?
Well, the biggest challenge is getting someone to respect me while I'm wearing giant shoulder pads and fake nails. That's true. But I've been, I started directing myself, so it seems kind of natural, and it's a little awkward but you have friends that look out for you. One of the writers was like, "You're doing the accent too strong. Do it a little less," or stuff like that. So people just look out for you. But I think it would be really hard if it was. I've never had to direct myself in a really, really dramatic scene or really angry scene. I think that would be hard to do. But it kind of comes naturally to me. And this was, relatively simple. It's only a few scenes. But I also weirdly directed Schooled, which is on afterwards. So it's like 2 directing shows in a row. So I'm kind of excited about that.
That's awesome. And you've really jumped full force in the directing. I know you had your feature debut, The Year of Spectacular Men. Talk about the transition just to go full into directing. It really seems like something that you connect with.
Yeah, it's such a joy because I know I've learned so much. I know so much about the business, having done it for 38 years. And so it's really fun to kind of use all that I've learned, have it all and be able to use it as a director. So I just really, really enjoy it. And I really enjoy kind of being in control, like being the boss. It's not like that when you're an actor. You're kind of, you're the CEO of your character's department, but you don't have to deal with anything else. So it's really fun to be, really have your hands on in all the departments and also to be really encouraging to the younger actors and the less seasoned performers, to really be able to give them advice and help. That's super gratifying to me. I really enjoy that aspect of it. And I got a chance to direct a lot of different things. I have a Katie Keene coming up, which is kind of like a more glossy, fancy show. And then I have a Star Girl that I directed that's coming out in May, and that's all special effects and stunts and flying around and superheroes. And so I've had a chance to do a lot of different styles and genres, and that's really fun too. I appreciated that as a performer, and I also appreciate that as a director, to be able to kind of bounce around and try different things.
Absolutely. And for me, sometimes when I'm listening to other people or I'm watching, someone on television, a host, I say, man, I really love how she did that, or I love how he did that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to use it in my arsenal now. Is there any director that you've worked with on the acting side of things that you've been directed by and you say now, oh, I can implement such and such as, technique here?
Yeah, a lot. And that's the interesting, unique perspective you have from being an actor. You've worked with so many directors, and but I a lot of times I really do reference Bob Zemeckis, who directed me in Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. He had a really great eye for filling up the frame with content. You could watch Back to the Future a bunch of times and see different things, and I try to do that. I try to put as much story as I can in every shot, and so I kind of use his template. And but I did get to work with and my husband Howard Deutsch, who directed me in Some Kind of Wonderful. He has a really great way of really concentrating on the actors. A lot of directors don't even like actors, and he really loves actors and tries to get the best out of every scene that way. And so I've learned a lot from him as well.
You brought it up, and it's so crazy for me to be able to talk to you today on the 14th because the Back to the Future is my favorite film of all time, and today I actually have a book out about Back to the Future. I wrote a book about Back to the Future that comes out today. And talk to me about the movie, though. Why do you think these films, somebody like me, I was born after all the movies came out, but they're still my favorite films of all time. I connect with them on a real personal level. Why do you think those movies are so timeless?
That's insane. I can't believe you just said that. That's insane. What's the book called?
It's called Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told. I would love to find a way to get you a copy. That would be amazing.
I can't wait to read it. I'm just so in shock that you didn't even seem like you were a fan. That's incredible. Oh my God.
I tried not to
my God.
fanboy out too much. But I'm having a moment right now.
Oh my God, you're a dreamboat for sure.
Oh, look at that.
That's so cool. I can't wait to read your book.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my
I would
God, I gotta
definitely want to
get it.
I will get one to you. I will figure it out. Maybe I can hit you up on Twitter, and we'll do it that way.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please, but let me ask you, where can I get it?
Amazon, Barnes
Where
and
can I buy
Noble,
it?
all the great places. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's available everywhere today.
Amazon. Oh my gosh. Barnes and Noble. So I can go on the internet and get it.
You can.
That's incredible.
You can.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I'm excited that you're excited.
How long did it take you? No, how long did it take you to write it?
About a good year, but a good lifelong, decades of research just based on watching the movies dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of times. And it came out today. It's kind of crazy that this whole thing happened with you and I. When I saw it, I was like, this is density, I guess, or destiny.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Huh. I'm sorry. I had to stop and just be amazed about that. It's an amazing thing to have been so lucky to create something that has such ripples and in through generations, because I'll do a Q&A with 2,000 people and a good half of them weren't even born when the movie came out. And I just feel so lucky. And it's also such a beautiful movie, like what it says, the idea that if you have stand up and have courage for one moment in your life, it could change not only your life, but the people you love's life. The metaphors and it's so resonant to people, and we're all still kind of mystified how it kind of like died down and came back, and it keeps coming back as people show their children and their children's children. It's I feel so grateful, and so thank you for writing a book about it. That's so cool.
No, thank you. Thank you for giving a timeless performance. Quite literally. I mean, now we're coming up on 35 years, the 35-year anniversary of the first movie, and it's just awesome to talk to you. And I will be parked in front of the television set watching your episode of The Goldbergs going down tomorrow, where you'll be acting and directing in it. I wish I had more time with you. I know they're keeping you on a tight schedule, but it was an absolute honor and privilege and dream come true to be able to talk to you on this day of all days.
Congratulations, and I wish you all the best luck with it. I hope it's a blockbuster.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That is the incomparable Miss Lea Thompson. Check out her episode of The Goldbergs going down tomorrow on ABC. Lea, thank you so much. Hey, guys, want to take a quick second to tell you about this Eagle Moss DeLorean buildup that I've been working on. So it's really cool. Eagle Moss has a subscription service where you can build your own DeLorean time machine, and they send it to you in a subscription service format. Every month or so, you get some of the parts for the DeLorean. They give you magazines that are step-by-step instructions about how you can actually get this. So I've just started on it. I have parts 1 and 2, but you can sign up today. It's a really great deal. It's a total risk-free trial offer. You get issues number 1 and issues number 2 parts and the magazines, plus a free exploded diagram poster. And get this, guys, this is the deal of a lifetime. It is $1.95 plus free shipping. That is the trial offer, the risk-free trial offer, issues 1 and 2 with the parts, magazine, and exploded diagram poster for $1.95 plus free shipping. You can't get any better than that. Go to eaglemoss.com. That's Eaglemoss, EAGLEMOSS.com, and sign up and build the Back to the Future DeLorean today.
Oh, Brian, what have you done now?